Okay, Team MSC. So here we are. This is a young pro named Kelby Burton. And I'll tell you, I've been friends with Kelby online for, shoot, probably close to 2 years now. He's been a subscriber for quite a while. He's a Hogan style swinger. He's from Augusta, Georgia, and now he is a young professional out there working to make it. And I've been wanting to do a video with Kelby for a very long time. And I keep having these grandiose ideas of trying to do something really, really big. But you know what? I decided that I wanted to show everybody his golf swing because he's just an amazing ball striker and he's a great young man. So we'll hopefully do some bigger things in the future. But this is a down the line view of his golf swing. So once again, let's take a look at this swing. Yeah, he can play, which is pretty cool. So what we see here is we see a nice tall setup, very similar in the Hogan style. His arms are hanging down relaxed. And let's watch this beautiful takeaway. Beautiful one-piece takeaway. You see that club slightly outside of his hands. He takes it up high, and we might say that he's a little bit across the line here. I'm usually not too worried about where that club is up there. I mean, Calvin Pete, we could talk about a lot of players, Sam Snead, that are in the exact same position, Jack Nicklaus. But what's really important is how you get down to the ball. But watch this beautiful transition here. Look at those feet. And now he's already clearing his hips. It's incredible. And he just motors it out there over 300, no problem. But one of the reasons why I find this really fascinating is, I mean, I can't really, I don't like to be critical of people that are professionals. You know, at least I like to more look at them and talk about what they're doing. But there's something very interesting here because of the elbow work that I've been doing. Now, right here, we see Kelby really keeping those elbows together, and he's got that right elbow drive that is, just fantastic. Now, he's young enough and flexible enough that he can do this. So I wouldn't recommend that he has to change anything. However, I am of the belief now that that right elbow, he could slam it straight down towards his hip to get into lateral side bend. That might be something to try, but I wouldn't necessarily want to change anything because he's flexible enough to be able to pull this off. So what we see here is in this transition, for a split second, that club is pointed inside the ball. And that's something that I think that the elbow move might help him to shallow that club out and get it back on the shaft plane a little bit quicker. But I'll tell you, overall, look at his lower body. Let's look at his feet for a second. Look at that lower body work. That is top flight lower body. I think that that's just fantastic. So as we go back to the top here, yeah, I think that if he let that elbow go down just a little more side bend and drop it to the side with a little less drive, I think that he might be able to get back on that shoulder, the shaft plane a little bit more consistently. Let's check out that shaft plane for a second. Okay guys, so now we have Kelby set up here with my lightsaber shaft line. And we're going to take a look at his swing. Now, I love his address. I love how his arms are hanging. I think he looks fantastic here. But we were talking about that elbow move. And he takes the club nice and high. I'd say that's there's nothing wrong with that plane. You know, he's got a lot of leverage up there. But we'll notice something, that as he drives down into the ball, that the club is returned to a much higher position than it was at address. And so what this winds up doing is it changes where the face is pointed. There are a lot of golfers that do this, but you'll notice that the very finest golfers that I've studied they usually return the club to the shaft plane. And because the club wants to sit the way it wants to sit, and then you can aim the face. So let's go back here and just check this out. So he keeps the club nice on the shaft plane, takes it up. Yeah, this club gets a little steep in transition, and then he gets in there. Now there's so many fantastic things going on. It's a little nitpicky. Look how beautifully open his hips are, how well he uses his lower body. I mean, he's like 99% perfection. But, you know, he might be able to get a little bit more on that shaft plane in the future and maybe even play even better golf. You know, but it's such an honor for Kelby Burton to be a part of my swing evolution, and I really wish him the very best of luck in the future. So, and everybody else out there, and Kelby too, hit him long and hit him straight. I really encourage you to go check out myswingevolution.com, and that's where I have my video, The Hogan Code, where I talk about my journey to learn to swing like Mr. Hogan and all the fruits and benefits that it brought to my life. So hit them long and hit them straight.